and welcome back. Today I am going to try something different, totally inspired by Petra in her video 429. I might do a 2-for-1 where I do another pour here, but I'll move that aside for a second. I'm using this mold that I got from resincourses.com. And I have mixed in, and I didn't show you because whenever I mix powder, I like to wear a mask. So I've put in some Camellia pink pigment powder in my resin, and my resin of choice is Ultracast, which is the same resin that Petra used in her design. And it's kind of a dragon flower crackle, hopefully, is what I'm hoping for. In my other cup of resin, I did put in some baby's breath from, both of those powders are from Laura's Art Corner. I didn't have pearl, which is what Petra used. I'm going to put in some cast and craft. Now I'm going to move this aside for a second. I do not know how much to put in because this is a, sort of a totally 1, 2, 3, a new technique for me. It's kind of a takeoff. God, how many drops did I say? I think I said, oh gosh, I don't remember now. Anyway, we'll see. Okay, I think that's, forgot what I did. I think I did. Anyway, hopefully I'll remember. I'll go back to the video, 6 or 8. So in this cup is my cast and craft that I mixed in with the resin. It's nice and thick, and I hope something nice will turn out of this. So I'll put this here in case I do the other one here. I've got room in my little counter here. So the first thing you do is you pour a clear layer of resin, and I chose this mold because I've used so many of pouring your heart out mold. I thought I'd do something different today using this mold. And this mold was the one that from resincourses.com where she, Micah, who created all those courses, used this mold for the dragon flower. And since I'm going to be doing the dragon flower, I thought I'd do it in that mold. So what you do first, of course, you do the layer. Then now I'm going to do some M's. I haven't done them in a while, so hopefully I still can. I see some bubbles or goobers. So let me just do that for a second. Then I'm going to do my M's. Oops. Oh. Not really thick. That first one's always hard. So I'm just going to do some M's around. Just amazes me how folks like Petra, Sandra, Julie, all these amazing artists, can take off one design that somebody makes and has the creativity to create another technique. It's just so impressive. And then we get to enjoy it. So that's the M's. Big goober here. Let me see if I can do something about that. See if I can remove it. Now, if I remember correctly, what you do is you, let's see here, layer the clear, then you do the M's, all the way, and then she torched. And then Petra did do some more around the edge real sort of, I did do this rather thick, my white, so, oh, when you do things for the first time, you know, you're experimenting, you just kind of do the best you can on what you think the ratio should be. I don't want it too thick, but I didn't want to waste my white, so obviously I put too much in for this particular mold. So let's just see. Then I take my resin mixed with the pigment, Camilla Pink Pig. I'm going to put it in the center. I'm going to use it all up. Again, on this one, I didn't know how much to do either, as it's a completely different mold. So I just sort of guesstimated. I'll be so proud of myself if it works. Then, oops, my tools are all dropping. Then with the rest of my clear, I'm going to push it in the center and let it go all the way to the edge. So on this ultracast, I suppose I could have used more because it's not all the way to the edge, but let's see. And I'm watching my edge. I can always use my nifty tool to push it to the edge as well. Like, you know, push that to the edge. Okay, so that's that one. Then in another cup, now that I've got some clear crystals and some gold crushed glass that I am going to stir up, that I put a little bit of resin in so that it'll be easier to put it into the center. So I'm going to wait a little bit for this design to kind of close. But what I will do is start sort of moving the edges. Just very, I was going to use my other tool, but since I had this out, I thought I'd do it here. It's a pretty shaped mold. Okay, I'm still going to just let that keep moving. So I'm just going to wait just a few minutes, not very long. I'm going to put my center glitter in. So you can fast forward. It's too sort of short of a period for me to stop the camera and do a time lapse. So I'm just gonna let it run And it keeps moving in. That's awesome. I guess silver would have been pretty too in the center as far as glitter is concerned. Could run out and get silver, but I like the sort of clear crystal and the gold. Might show up nicely too. Assuming it turns out. What I do is to keep the waiting for me, because I hate to wait. Very impatient. I clean my tools while I'm waiting, and that helps pass the time. Okay, it's closing. Cool. Okay, I am now going to I wish that would come in. That would make me feel a whole lot better. So maybe I'll wait a little longer. One of the reasons I also rush is because I hate to take up your time, but you can always fast forward. So that's not moving in, so I'm just going to start getting this ready. Ooh, and that helped it close it itself. So okay, and there she blows. I'm going to torch it one last time. And then I will see you either for the unmolding or for the twofer. Okay, see you soon. Hello and welcome back. Just in case I'm not doing a 2-for-1. So I finished pouring this, I'm pouring this one. So this one's going to be a blooming stone from resincourses.com. So I'll move that aside for a minute. I am going to mix up some resin inks. I am going to be using Peacock from Octopus Inks, and I'm not sure how much I'm going to do, but I want to do two colors. I want to do a purple and blue, so I'm doing Peacock and Aronia, and I'm just, you know, guesstimating. If you go to the YouTube channel for resincourses.com, she has this particular course for free for you to check out. So that's an awesome deal. And she talks about ratios and how much ink to resin and all that, to resin to inks, excuse me. So that'll be helpful. So I am doing this project in a square mold from Pouring Your Heart Out. Square live edge mold, and so I had to kind of guesstimate what my ratios are going to be because they're a little different into her mold that she used, and she's using a completely different resin that I don't have. So I'm using Ultracast, which Petra have had great success in her video 428 on this particular technique. So there's the blue. Then on the white, this is the tricky part, because I am not sure. Okay, I'm going to do quite a bit here because when I look at her formula, so let me count. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now she did 7 for 34 grams, and I've just got, I did 8, so I'm going to do 12. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And you know what? I'm going to go to 13 just to be unlucky. Sometimes 13 is a lucky number, so we shall see. So in here I have the Cast and Craft, and then I'm going to put a little of Baby's Breath. She put some pearl in it that I don't have pearl, so I'm just going to put a slight amount of this Baby's Breath into my white to give it a little shine, maybe. And I will mix that up first. And I'm making an exception by not wearing my mask while I mix this mica powder, because it's a small amount and it's going to be quick. Some of the other projects I have to, you know, you're mixing it a little bit more cups of it, so I'm more cautious there. Then I am actually going to add strawberry, a different kind of color than what I've seen Petra do and mica do. So it's going to be kind of like a pinkish over the purplish. So this blooming stone is not sort of like shiny, looks kind of shiny. So Micah used something she called Shine, and I'm mixing this extra careful or more only because there was that mica powder in it. I think it's called mica powder. I don't know if interference powder is the same as mica powder. I'm just going to say, if I don't know it's mica, I'm just going to say powder. So it was Baby's Best powder from Laura's Art Corner. And then the last thing that you pour in is your clear, and Micah put in a little sparkle, and this is the closest I have, which is sparkle white. So I'm just not going to put too much, just a little bit as I put in some more. So let's see how that looks in here. And once again, when I use anything that's powder other than paste or inks, I tend to stir it a little bit longer. Let me see if there's some sparkle. Yeah, there's some sparkle. Not too much. I don't want to put more, only because I've been burned before where I think, oh, it's not enough, and I'll go put in some more, and then, oh my gosh, it's so overpowering on the piece. So I'm going to stir this really well. This piece on my left is a hopefully a dragon crackle, which is a combo of a crackle effect plus some dragon loopy loops that I did. So hopefully this is all in one video. If not, you'll have to check out that one as well. So here I'm mixing my sparkle as well as I can. Okay, I see the sparkle. I do see the sparkle. Okay, so getting my mold back. And what you do first, per the video, is you pour a little of the clear on the edge. Then you put your blue. So I'm just going to mix it one more time. But this was the Peacock and Aronia, although I don't see very much of the purple. Coming out on here, so we shall see. Pour all of the blue. Then I'm going to take my white mixture with the little strawberry. Put that on top of the blue. I might go this direction. And I'm hoping I did the right combo of amounts, because it's not the same mold. That was from resincourses.com, so I just did my math ratio of my size mold of this one and what Micah did. Then you push in the center all the way out. Oh, look at that sparkle. I'm going to let as much of that clear come out. Now, because I couldn't figure out 160 divided into 3, because this Ultracast is a 2-to-1, I did it only 150, so I know I'm short, because you can see on the edges it's not filling up, so that's okay. It's okay to be short, because it'll still come out. It's just a hassle when you overflow, and I've done that quite a few times. I'm just going to let that settle for a moment or two. I do have some sparkles ready on the side there that I will use momentarily. Feel free to fast forward. I'm going to torch now. I'm going to wait just a little bit more before I put in the center. And I chose a colorful center just because I'm a colorful person, I suppose, to offset. I hope it'll work with the blue that I put in. Okay, it's time for me to put this in. I did mix it with some resin so that it's thick. Gently placed it in there, and you know, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it and let it close some more, and then maybe push it down and then do a swirl. So I will see you for the unmolding. Okay, let's see. I don't know why I rub it. I guess just to make sure it's cured, even though I know. I don't think it's cured, but it's hard enough to open. Okay, here we go. This is the crushed ice. Oh, that's so pretty. Look at that crushed ice. Very, very pretty in that mold. Yay! Very nice crushed ice. So that's one. Okay, let's see if this blooming stone turned out. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Blooming stone, calling on blooming stone. Oh, pretty. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Very colorful center. Awesome. Very happy. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the twofer.